If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
We have Kyle Bochniak on the program. He is back in action in a little over a week's time at UFC Boston at the TD Garden. He will take on promotional newcomer Sean Woodson. Kyle, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, Mike. Thanks for having me on, bud.
Absolutely. It's great to have you back. We're about 8 days away here. It is fall in New England. The leaves are changing colors. The Bruins are back. Patriots are undefeated. You got a fight coming up in a little over a week. Life's pretty good, right?
Life's really good, man. It's awesome.
Timing couldn't be any better at this point, right?
Couldn't be, man. I love the fall. I love all this. This time of year is awesome.
How excited are you to get back in there? I know it's in Boston, which is awesome, being able to fight at home. But just to get back in there for the first time in almost a year, are you just busting at the seams right now to get back in there and compete?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Friday couldn't get here any sooner. It's been a long layoff. You know, I was battling a couple injuries, had a couple fights that didn't fall through. You know, I'm 100% healthy, training my ass off this past 3 months just for something to fall through and get a good matchup and a good fight. You know, UFC came to Boston. I'm fighting in my hometown for the third time. Sean Woodson is a game opponent. I'm super excited, man.
Does it feel as special every time you fight in Boston? Like, I know the last time you did it, it was a banner night for the Boston Brethren at UFC 220. You had a big win, fought in Cater, had huge wins, and that was an amazing night for Boston Combat Sports. How would you compare the feelings, the build-up for this fight compared to the one in January of last year?
Yeah, we had the Boston boys on that card last time. You know, we were trying to make it happen again this year, but it just didn't pan out. You know, Zabit got hurt. They're moving that fight to Russia. Rob couldn't find an opponent, but, you know, we got Joe Lowe's on. We got Randy Costner in this fight. So, you know, still the Boston boys. It's going to be a hell of a fight. I mean, a hell of a night. We've all been training together, helping each other peak and perform and sparring, and it's just going to be a good night.
And then on top of that, you have Bermudez fighting Rosa. You have
two
Boston guys fighting each other. Like, that's kind of bizarre to me. Like, if it was a last-minute thing, like Rosa came in on short notice, kind of like you did when you fought Charles, that makes sense. But to book a fight between those two guys, it's just a weird fight to me.
Yeah, I don't know how that came about. I think Rosa had another opponent before that. I think he might have got hurt. And, you know, maybe Bermudez wanted a quick turnaround after the last fight. He didn't get too much damage. I think they just matched them up. That's going to be a good fight, though. That's going to be an exciting fight. You know, Charles, he's my boy, though. We fought 5 days' notice. I fought him. That was a hell of a fight. We almost got fight of the night that night. You know, so I always have respect for Rosa for taking that fight and get me in the door.
What's it like, you know, being in the same room, getting ready with guys like Costa, like guys like Lozon? I talked to Randy not too long ago. Fighting on the same card with Joe is just crazy to him. And he's not sure how the cornering and things like that are going to work. But being in the same room with all those guys getting ready for a fight, like, what is that like right now, especially with Joe getting ready to be on deck as well?
Yeah, man, it brings the energy in the room a lot higher. I mean, iron sharpens iron. We're all peak performance right now. We're all training at Skill of Strength under Mike Perry, who's getting us all in tip-top shape. And, you know, we put the horsepower together. We just train together in that cage. We push each other, and I never felt anything like it. I mean, me and Joe have been sparring for the past 3 weeks on Saturdays, and it's crazy to watch. It's like a real fight. Everybody stops training. They come around the cage, and they just watch us go at it. So, you know, we're getting a real good look, and I think we're both prepared for this fight.
Sean had a nice win on the Contender Series, earned a UFC contract, did so on just a few days' notice, knocked out a really tough guy in Terrence McKinney. He's also a St. Louis guy. We know the Boston-St. Louis rivalry in the sports world these days. When you saw the name on the contract, did you know much about Sean at all?
No, I didn't. I think I may have watched that. I came home from training one night, and Dana White Contender Series was on, and I think I did see that flying knee. But I didn't see the whole fight before it. So when I went back, when they agreed to the fight, I watched it, and you know, it's pretty impressive for him, short notice, defending those chokes and still having enough energy and, you know, laying the kid out with that knee. Granted, that was a shitty-ass double leg that kid set up, but you know, he got the flying, you know, he showed that he can persevere over being in a tough position. So, you know, I gave him respect for that. But, you know, he's 6'3", he's tall. He's going to probably want to keep that jab in my face, so we're ready.
looking at all the tape and learning from your coaches and your team, from a stylistic perspective, how do you like this matchup? Because he likes to bang, you like to bang. This is the formula and the makings to be a lot of fun on the next Friday night.
Well, that's why Sean Shelby, he's good at his job, man. He picked us two together because they know we're going to put on fireworks. It can go the distance. If it does, it's probably going to be a hell of a fight. If it doesn't go the distance, it's going to be a good bonus for either one of us. I'm coming in there for war. I've been training my ass off. Like I said, he's durable, but he doesn't have a whole lot of weapons I need to worry about. So, I think he thinks I'm going to be taking him down, and that's not my number one option. My number one option is just go in there and fucking bang and let loose. So it's going to be an exciting matchup.
What have the last 10 months been like for you? Coming off 2 tough losses to a couple of surging prospects. The fight with Sabit Magomed Sharapov was just, hearing the Aussie guy commentate that like last 20 seconds of fight. It's like one of the best things ever. I think I've watched 1,000 times. The other fight with Hakeem Dawodu, he's doing really well as well. Like, how has life been since we last saw you in the cage?
It just very focused on this next matchup whenever it came. I didn't know if it was going to be, like I said, 6 months, 9 months. Ended up being however long it's been. Really just, I haven't took any vacations. I haven't took any days off. I've been grinding, and it's built character and it's built strength. And I had to persevere over a tough year. I had a fight of the night with Zabit. I had a subpar performance with Hakeem. I had a tactical error that I made. I made sure that I address that and make sure it doesn't happen again this camp. So I've been all in this camp, man. Recovery, mental preparation, physical preparation, conditioning. I am more ready than I've ever been. I've had a lot of experience now in the UFC. This is my 7th professional fight. I don't visualize the fight going one way. I'm done game planning for a specific plan, because every time you go in that cage, if it doesn't present itself, you get stuck. And then, so I've just been training with killers, training hard, not overthinking anything, just training. Like I've been training my whole life. And that's why I'm excited for this fight. I think you're going to see a killer, but a controlled killer in October 18th.
How important has Mike Perry been to your team? And for those who don't know, and I was talking to Mike Rodriguez about him a while back, this isn't the platinum Mike Perry. This is a different Mike Perry.
No.
How important has he been for your team? Because obviously he's helped Mike a lot. He's helped him kind of get some strength, some conditioning under his belt that he didn't have before heading into his UFC debut. Now he has it. He feels like he's a different fighter. How important has Mike been to you and your entire team?
He's been a huge asset. I've been training with Mike for, I think, 3 years now. He helps me get peak physical condition. I mean, my cardiovascular system isn't something to worry about. If anything, they have to pull me back because I'm always doing too much. They don't call me crash for a reason. He's always helping me. He's always modifying things for me. He's made me stronger than I've ever been, conditionally wise, all the different modalities. The guy's an evil genius. I mean, he knows everything, and he's one of the best athletic trainers out there. Rob Font, Calvin Cater, Joe Lozon, Randy Carlson, Mike Rodriguez, Rico DeShulo, Peter Barrett. Everyone trains with these guys for a reason. He knows what he's doing. He trains with fighters, and he trains himself. He does jiu-jitsu, so he knows what it's like. We can't be sore. Our grip strength can't be shot. We have to train that night, so he's really good.
You've been getting a lot of local press heading into this fight, a lot of the TV stations, newspapers, a lot of coverage for you heading into this fight. Do you like getting all this attention heading into this fight? Like, there's some Boston flavor on this card for sure. I think there's a lot there. I don't think there's as much local excitement as there was for 220, despite having a lot of local guys on the card. But it seems like you're the guy being positioned as the local star in the card. Do you feel that way as well?
No, I don't. I really don't. I mean, I'm just doing my thing. I'm training my ass off, and people want to get interviews. So, I interview. It's just, I'm just going with the flow right now, man. I'm not overthinking anything. I'm just cruising, waiting for Friday to get here and do what I have to do. So, it's nice to get my name out there, and I like doing the interviews. If it fits in my timing, I don't mind doing it at all. Fox 25 did a news thing. NESN did something on me. They want to get to know me a little bit more, basically on my past, that Instagram post I posted. So I've been opening up a little bit about that. And I think people just want to know what fuels me and what drives me. When they saw that fight against Zabit, they're hoping for another performance like that, and they just want to see what's going on inside my mind.
I think I have to ask you this question because I think everybody in New England wants to get your thoughts on this, and you touched on it a little bit. You said the name, so I have to ask you. What do you think of NESN's new logo?
I don't really like it. I'm gonna be honest.
Terrible.
I think if it's not broke, don't fix it. Why do they? I grew up seeing that blue bold box symbol, NESN. Like, why change it to? It just looks kind of cheesy now. I think they should go back. But I love NESN, but the logo, I don't know. What do you think?
So bad. Oh, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
I missed the blue ticket. Like, I know it's old school and anything, but it looks like someone from the graphic design department was given a task. Like, dude, you have 1 hour to create a new logo, and that's what they came up with.
And that's the first font he came up with. But like that, it's just like New England. Growing up, there was always that, like NESN, like New England Sports Network, and it was just that font, and that's what I picture in my brain when I picture NESN. So,
they were always like a simple station. Like, they didn't do the bells and whistles. They were just like, here's the Red Sox, here's the Bruins, here's the hunting show on Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
Like, it's Sports Desk for 15 minutes. Typical Boston stuff. And now we're going to this, like, these beautiful sets with the city backgrounds and the new graphics. Come on.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's corny.
That being aside, I'm sure they're going to be in the building. So hats off to Nessa next Friday. But what do you need to do next Friday at the Garden to make the last 10 months worth it? I mean, a win is great. You get the second half of your pay. All of that is fantastic. But is that enough for you mentally, or do you need to go out there and just make a giant statement? Show Sean Woodson what's up, and just let everybody in this division know that, like, don't forget about you.
Yeah, no, I don't think no one's gonna forget about me. But the money, the fame, all that means nothing. I got to go out there and perform to the capability that I know I can. That's why I haven't been game planning too much specific for a fight to go a certain way. I'm just gonna be myself, and that's when I'm my best, when I'm just myself. So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna bite down on my mouthpiece. Whatever presents itself, I'm gonna go for it. It's gonna be controlled chaos. So I'm excited.
Who do you got in the main event, Weidman or Reyes?
I like Weidman, but I think Reyes, he's on another level, so I think he'll pull it out. But I'm rooting for Weidman.
Nah, it's a good fight. There's a lot of good fights on this card. People are saying like UFC Tampa is a way better card. I think when it's all said and done, when both these cards are done, I think people are going to be talking more about the Boston card being the better card.
Yeah, we got a lot of sleepers on this card. I mean, every single Boston guy we all have awesome matchups. It could be either one could be fight of the night. So it's going to be a good card.
How many people you got coming?
A crap load. I mean, all of Gloucester would probably be there. All the suburbs. Boston. All my training partners. We have a big school. My whole family. My wife's Greek, so her whole big ass family would be there. So it's going to be cool.
For those who are going to watch a card in Boston for the first time, whether it be on television or they're from outside of the area and they're coming to this event, I mean, you fought in a whole bunch of different places since being on the roster. This is the third time fighting in Boston. You fought in New England for a long time. What is the feeling like? Like, what's the atmosphere like fighting in Boston compared to any other city?
I mean, it's just very exciting. Growing up, just going there and watch the Celtics play, the Bruins play, like playing in the Garden where there's so much history and just so many legends with the banners and everything on the rafters. Like, it just fuels your fire, man. It just being in there when your walkout song comes out, you're not even really worrying about your opponent. You just feel like a hero, a superhero. And you just get in the zone and it feels like a dream. And before you know it, 15 minutes are over and you're like, what the hell just happened? So, it's awesome.
Have they said anything about open workouts or anything like that? Are you going to be a part of that? I'm sure you are, right?
I'm sure I will be. I haven't heard too much about it, but, I think they're trying to get all the Boston guys together, get somewhere local, and put on a little workout for everyone. So I'm pretty sure I'll be there.
Maybe they'll do Media Day at Fenway Park again because that was awesome last time.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't know if they could top that, so they're going to have to do it again.
All right. Kyle Bochniak back in action next Friday, UFC Boston. You can watch all the action on ESPN2, taking on promotional newcomer Sean Woodson. What a fight that's going to be. Kyle, always appreciate the time, man. Before we let you go, let the folks know where they can find and follow you on the web, social media, any shout-outs, anything you want to let the folks know about it to help you out. Let them know about it.
Just tune in, ESPN2, man, October 18th. UFC Boston. You can follow me, Kyle Bochniak UFC on Instagram and Kyle Bochniak on Twitter. And thanks for having me on, Mike. And tune in, guys.
We'll see you out there, man.
Hell yeah.